Good evening. Right, this was a little request really from someone on one of the forums that I'm on, wanting to know what all has been done to the Austar and why. Right, well, where do I start? First thing I did was buy the Ally gearbox. The reason for that is that the kit gearbox has sloppy plastic mouldings, especially down here at the outdrives. There's a lot of play in the bearings there. It's not that the bearings are bad. I even tried standard kit x-10 bearings and the slop's still there. It's just a poor manufacturing casting. So I changed it over to the Ally one. That cured the slop there. The next thing I did was I changed the hubs themselves to SCX-10-2 alloy hubs. Again, for the same reason. There was a lot of play in the wheel hubs. The next wasn't really an upgrade as such. The truck rolled down a high hill, bounced off a tree and broke one of the front shock hoops. So I replaced them with a set of SCX-10 alloy ones, which have the panhard bar connector. Next thing I did was I replaced the rear shocks. Not that there's anything wrong per se with the kit ones, apart from the fact that they weren't overly brilliant, was the fact I was wanting to mount a hard body. When we're mounting a hard body, I need the back as flat as possible. So, as you can see, they're shorter shocks. If I remember rightly, these are either 70 or 80mm shocks. And instead of being straight up and down to the tower, they are brought forward onto the chassis, which means they are actually acting as droop shocks. You can see how much upward movement you have. I changed the front shocks to cheap Chinese ones, the ones that you get from a variety of suppliers. And they weren't bad, but when you put them on with the initial spacer, the shocks were angled in the way, so they weren't actually allowing the front end to move properly. The only way they'd work was to turn them upside down. So I've taken them off and replaced them with a set of 100mm internal spring shocks. Now they don't work quite the same way as ordinary shocks do. They're fine as far as articulation goes. They're great that way. But they don't give you a massive amount of dip. You know what I mean, the way normal shocks do. The latest thing that I've done was changed from the 4-link, because we were getting horrendous bumps here, to panhard link. Now I need to see what I can do about this servo, because it's the angles are wrong. As you can see where the steering arm angle is. And you can't turn the steering horn the other way around. It doesn't work. I've tried that. When the suspension, when the axle goes up, the steering arm gets trapped above the pumping, which limits your travel. So I'm still to work out what I'm going to do with that. I tried angle arms as well, but it doesn't really work. Anything else I've done with this? Well, metal bumpers front and back. That's really the only other thing that I've added. Now these are, you know, your metal bumpers are more cosmetic, they're not a performance upgrade. Same with the running boards that are on it, which are from the Pre-Man chassis. They just bolt straight on. Oh, pardon me. Other than that, I haven't changed anything on this. Nothing else has been added, has it? No, I don't add anything else. I'll need to upgrade that servo. It's just a cheap Tower Pro. Which one's that? 996? No, 946R. It's been waterproofed. Stripped it apart, confirmed, coated it. I should maybe get one of the bigger 20 amp. 20 amp, 20 kilogram servos. But this works in this because it's not a heavy truck. Even with what alloy and that's on it, it only weighs around about the £6 mark. It's not bad. It's just a 1060 Hobbywing ESC. I have dual RC TG3 transmitter in. I do have extension leads, Y splitter leads, so that I can run lights and anything else that I wish to add. I think that's really it. Running Austar Hyrax clone tyres, and by the amount of use they've had, there is, if I'm in shot, which I hope I am. Am I? No, there it is. There is no appreciable wear on these tyres at all. Granted, I do not do a massive, I don't really do rock crawling as such. I do trail running, and it's mostly mud and grass and sort of streaming river runs. So I'm not really on hard degrees of rock. So for me, these tyres work well. They're cheap, which was what I was trying to do with this rig. I don't have much in the way of finances, so we're not working. There's a limit to what I can pick up. I mean, you've all seen the way this runs on my little trail videos, Captain America in the back. But I just thought that I would let you see exactly what my setup is. There's nothing fancy about it. I'm trying to work out how to fit the hard body onto this, and it's turning out to be a little bit harder than I first envisaged. You think, right, I need to take the shock towers off and that will allow that to sit on the bed, but it doesn't. It sits up because I need to take the rear bumper off, and yes, there's a lot more to it than that. The other thing, as you can see, my battery tray is up front. Now, I swapped the battery tray over right at the very beginning. Rather than having it up the back, I brought it up front. Now, when I bought the alloy gearbox, what I had to do was cut part of the battery tray off in order to be able to squeeze it in, because it was fouling on the motor. So it's maybe not the most logical way of doing it, but it's a way that's worked. Oops, put that in the wrong way round. Maybe not the most logical way of doing it, but it's a way that works for me. And my soft packs go in, there's still, you've only got what, a millimetre or so of clearance, but you've got clearance. And you can always bring it back slightly, like that. The foam discs to sort of deaden the noise and stop the rattle on the body shell. So I thought I'd give you an idea of what my rig looks like underneath its shell. Hope that helps clear some things up for people. Well, that's all for today, folks. Bye for now.